Hey guys, how's it going today? So fall is here. We are the end of September now. The weather has turned. The leaves are all turning colors. It is beautiful. This is probably one of my favorite times of the year, but when fall comes, there's a lot of home maintenance you need to do, especially with our climate here in Manitoba. Our winters are pretty harsh, and if you don't prepare your house properly in the fall for what the winter's gonna come, you could be in for some big surprises. So today we're gonna talk about our 5 tips to getting your house ready for the winter in Manitoba. And tip number 1 is make sure you have a professional come over probably right away and look at your furnace. I know some people have already turned their furnaces on, but in the next probably 3 to 4 weeks, everybody's gonna need to fire up those furnaces, take the chill out of the air in the house, but make sure your furnace is functioning properly. So have a professional come over, give it a good clean, change the filters, and just give it a once over, because you don't want that surprise in a minus 30 January night and wake up and everything is frozen just simply because your furnace isn't working. So do yourself a favor, give your plumbing and heating guy a call right now, just so he can come over, take a look at your furnace, and you don't have anything to worry about come winter time. Tip number 2, this is something everybody should kind of be doing on a regular basis anyway to make sure your house is efficient all year round, but you really want to take a look at all your doors and windows, make sure they're all sealed. Make sure when your windows are getting all closed up, they're closing up tight, because the last thing you want is to wake up one morning and your window is frozen open. I've seen it happen. A little bit of moisture in there, and all of a sudden we get a bead of ice along the bottom of the window and you can't close that window. Next thing you know, you got that hot air gun out there trying to melt all that snow and ice away just so you can close the window properly. So make sure you're taking a couple minutes now, go around, check all your windows, check all your doors, make sure they all open and close and function properly. Tip number 3 is one that a lot of people, especially newer homeowners, younger people, take for granted, and that's just simply checking your gutters. I went up and checked ours the other day, and we don't have a whole lot of trees around us, but we do live in a neighborhood in Brandon where there's a lot of construction, so a lot of dust and dirt is flying around. And one thing I didn't really realize is the amount of dust and mud that would track and build up into our gutters. And I gotta say, there was a good ½ inch of mud through our whole gutters that I was happy I went up there and took a look at them so I could clean them out. But this is the time of year you don't want any ice building up. You don't want anything building throughout the winter. So when the thaw comes, then we have some big issues in that. So take some time, make sure you're up on your roof, taking a look at your gutters. Siri just came on. That was really weird. But
okay, I found this on the web for how do you clean the gutters. Check it out.
When you're on your roof looking at your gutters, take a look at your shingles. Make sure they're all in good repair. Make sure they all look really good. If you're missing any, now's the time to call that roofer, get them to come over. Also, you might want to, if they're kind of starting to look a little worse for wear, you might want to start budgeting something for next spring to be able to get your shingles replaced come springtime. But I would be up there looking at your shingles, seeing how they are. It's just a regular maintenance check. You don't have to do anything with them. Just take a walk over your roof, make sure there's no major surprises happening when you're up there. The other thing, that if you have underground sprinklers, they are something that you usually don't have to think about, because there's companies in town like D&B Sprinklers that just have it on a schedule. They come over, they blow out your water lines. But if you are not on that schedule, you need to make sure your water lines are blown out. You don't want to have those freeze up and burst, and then come springtime, you'll have water leaking all over and you'll get a big bill from the city for your water usage. So make sure you're blowing out your water lines. That is absolutely critical in our climate. You cannot hope that they're going to last all winter without freezing up, because that's just not going to happen, and you're asking for trouble all over the place. So those are my 5 tips for getting your house ready for the winter months in Brandon, Manitoba. I think they're all very crucial, but if there's something I've missed, or you have something you really like to do at your house, I'd love to hear about it. Just in the comments below, let us know. Otherwise, if you've never subscribed to our channel before, please subscribe so you can stay informed on our weekly videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll talk to you next week.